This is the F300-3 Logan Elite Joiner. It is a production-oriented joining device which will allow you to join molding up to 4 inches wide and, of course, various heights. This is your adjustable clamp foot. This is the hold-down foot or clamp. This is the vise plate, once again adjustable, everything's adjustable. And this is the drive lever. This is the Elite Joiner base unit, as you will see when you unload it from the box. In just a moment, we're going to put the drive unit on and some other pieces to make it operational. These are the various components that we will quickly assemble onto the Elite Joiner. We start with the hold-down foot. This is called the vise plate. This is the clamp foot, various screws and bolts and wing nuts, and an Allen wrench. Not included is a standard Phillips screwdriver, but you'll only use that for about a second. The first component we will add is the vise plate. It has guides here that'll slide back and forth. And once that's on there, simply grab these wing nuts, one on each side, and you will use these later to adjust it to various sizes of frames. That's done. The next step is to install the clamp foot. Notice there are 2 longer bolts that we're going to put in here, and we're going to use our Phillips screwdriver. Don't put that first one in too tight, just put it in loose so you can move this around. Then we add the second one. And that's done. Now we're going to attach the hold-down foot. There are 2 bolts that go in here. Put them both in. Don't tighten either one just yet until you make sure they're both started in the hole. You can do that with your fingers. They're both started. Then you grab the Allen wrench and tighten it down. That's done. The drive lever is packed inside the unit, so what we do is remove this paddle with these 2 bolts. And you'll see here's the drive lever. Now, with a simple Phillips screwdriver, we're going to remove these 2 screws. And now we have the drive lever. Now we're going to attach the drive lever. It goes in those first 2 holes just like that. There are 2 little knurly nuts that you put on, either one of them. Like so. And that's the action of the drive lever. And now we're going to replace the paddle. Put the bottom on first. Make sure that grooves there. Slide it right there. 2 little bolts will go in. Like that. Feel around to make sure you get them started. And your Elite Joiner is ready to go. When you set up your joiner, you want the top plate of the joiner to be roughly even with your work surface so that when you join your frames, it won't be blowing in the wind. You want it to be even, like that. If it's not even, tip the machine over to the right or left, doesn't matter which one you start with, and look down to the bottom where you have adjustable feet. You adjust them up or down, whichever you need it. Do 2 at a time, and then put it down and see if that's the height you want. I'm a little high, so I'm going to put it in just a little bit. There you go. If the other side is not exactly even, lean the machine this way and do the same thing on the other side. V-nails for this tool come in strips. There are red top for hardwoods, white top for soft and medium woods. They come in 3 different heights. They can be 1/4 of an inch, 3/8, or 1/2 inch. If you're working with a much higher molding, you can actually stack them with the machine. We'll show you how to do that. Let's load a strip of V-nails. Simply drop them into the channel like that. That's loaded. If you should decide that you want to change from, say, hardwood to softwood or vice versa, here's the way you remove them. Simply make sure the clamp is up, push the handle down, pull that out, and put the new ones in. Molding comes in all sizes, shapes, and contours, and the way the molding is affects how you join it. A couple of things to remember. If the molding has a very high back, you do not want to put the first nail into the high back. The reason is when you put the pressure on it, it may tend to rock it back a little bit. You don't want that to happen. You want to put the first nail in a molding like this in the middle, where it will push straight down. Keep in mind that molding is mitered according to the flat bottom. You want to join it according to the flat bottom as well. To show you how this tool works, we're simply going to put a nail into one side of this molding so you can actually see the V-nail go in. You put it in and then bring the clamp down on the top fairly secure so it's tight. Now I'm going to push down on this. Watch that go in. We're going to actually join a corner now, and I'm going to use a little wider molding to demonstrate how it works. Put that in there, just put the half in, put one side in, and look and see where the V-nail is coming up. Get your clamp out of the way a little bit, loosen the plate, and put it in so that the first V-nail is going to go, in this case, in the meat of the molding, not on the back, front edge or the back edge, but somewhere where it will not stress the molding. Now, you will be doing subsequent corners of the same molding, so note the scale on the right-hand side, and you will know exactly where the nail was put, and you can put it in as you go around. Before driving your nails, it's a good idea to apply some glue. Don't apply too much, because that causes problems. The problems that if you put too much, when you squeeze it, it goes out the top and the bottom. Just a film of thin film of glue. Keep a rag handy to keep your fingers clean, and that will take care of it. Then I put the other side in, get it all lined up the way I want it. Now push the yellow button and push the clamp foot in. Tighten. Looks good. Now I bring down this clamp. Look at my corner. Looks good. 2 clamps holding it. It's not going anywhere. The corner I see is the corner I'm going to get. Here we go. Done. Now, on a molding this wide, you want to put another V-nail in. That one I put was at 2 1/4. I'm going to move it back to, say, doesn't matter how much, move it back a 1/2 inch or so. Put it back in here. Actually, you don't need to take it out between those things. I was just doing it for demonstration purposes. Put my clamp foot back in there, tighten it up, tighten it up, tighten the clamp down. This must be secure. Now we've got 2 V-nails in. Now if I wanted to stack them, there's probably enough room here to stack it. I'm going to put it back in, make sure I didn't move this plate. Reclamp it. Now I'm going to break this apart to show what I mean by stacking. The V-nails are flush. See, These are one right on top of the other. That's what's called stacking. It's hard to do this with hardwood, but on most moldings you can do that if you want to. It's really not necessary, but just to show you the capacity of the machine. When you first start using your joiner, it's a good idea to practice before you put the expensive stuff in the machine. Keep a few pieces in your shop, everyone has them, and practice joining corners. It's a skill. It's a skill like any other aspect of framing, and it'll be worth your while to try joining a few corners before you proceed to the expensive molding. This scale enables you to determine where you want to preset the V-nails in a piece of molding. From this top edge of this plate, you can decide where you want it to be. Once again, before you decide, put a half in and look and see where it's going. Say that corresponds to 2 1/4 inch, and you want the next piece to go in to, let's say, 1 3/4. You would set that up there. Then, once you've got those numbers in mind, you're ready to go.
This whole section will be condensed to about 30 seconds or so.
Right. Maybe if we put this piece on.
This is what a nail driver looks like, and over time you may have to replace one. If you ever do, this is how it's done. Raise the mechanism just a little bit, and there's a pin here that is threaded. So we're going to screw it out like this. Then I will push that all the way up, and then I will reach in and push it up to the top like that. Now that the nail driver is sticking at the top, You remove it, grab the other one. With the new nail driver in, push it down, bring this back up. See those two holes align, then you screw this back in. Double check your mechanism, make sure everything is working the way it's supposed to. If you ever have a situation where the V-nail does not go all the way into the wood, it's probably caused by the fact that you did not clamp it down tightly enough when you put it in the joiner. But let's assume that you did that and it happened. You can do one of two things with this V-nail. You can take a pair of pliers and pull it out, or you can take a file and make it smooth. There you go.